Last night about 10:42 p.m., RPD officers were involved in a fatal accident at the intersections of Bells Road and Castlewood Road. The investigation is ongoing at this time. To the media, we appreciate your coverage of it thus far, for we are asking for help. Anyone who may have witnessed this incident, or if anyone owns a camera in the area that could provide information, we're asking you to actually give us a call with that information. I'll begin with the detective's name, Detective Crest. If anyone has information, please give him a call at 804-646-0280. Once again, that's 804-646-0280. The investigation is ongoing. What we know at this time is that at 10:42, both of these vehicles entered the intersection of Bells Road and Castlewood Road where a collision occurred. Unfortunately, the passenger of the other vehicle was ejected from the vehicle and was pronounced on the scene. The driver of the vehicle is under serious care right now. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that he is also fighting for his life. The driver's age, as we know it at this time, is 18 years old. The passenger was 19 years old. We do know who they are, but we are waiting to notification of their next of kin before we release their names at this time. The two officers involved were Officer Richard Johnson and Daquan Walker. Officer Johnson, we know, was driving the vehicle at the time. They were responding to a Code 1 burglary in progress. That means that they had an authorization to run blue lights and siren. We know that then when these vehicles entered into the intersection, the passenger was ejected and the police vehicle was knocked off the road into two poles and coming to rest with a fence. The officers are in stable but serious condition. They both have serious head injuries. One more than the other. One of the officers has suffered a traumatic brain injury. They are still at the hospital under observation. With our thoughts and prayers for them, we hope that they will be released today. Also, with our thoughts and prayers to the family of the victims in the other vehicle. This is a traumatic incident for this community for a region as a whole, because there are so many eerie similarities to the accident in which we lost Officer Trey Sutton from Henrico. But our thoughts and prayers are with everybody involved, and we hope that if anyone is out there who saw anything, who may have been there, who has any video, once again, please give us a call. So at this time, I will take some questions.
Any idea how fast?
We have no idea, but we do know that both vehicles are fairly new vehicles, so we hope the detectives will be able to pull the information from the computer system, the black box, as it's called.
And to be clear, was the other car suspected in this?
Burglary? The burglary? No, not at all. Not at this time, no. The burglary was on, I have to figure out, hang on a second, I have it for you. On where?
1500
Clarkson Road, yes. Okay, 1500, thank you, Tracy. So,
Chief, you mentioned the officers had the permission to use their lights to move to the situation they were going to. Were they in fact engaged at the time? Do we know yet? And then, what are you all doing right now to kind of figure out what happened? You know, what are investigators looking for?
one great question. Right now, we believe they may have, but we cannot say definitely that their blue lights and sirens were on. They had authorization. We have some clues that that could have been the case, but ways the detective will delve into, and they will go wherever this investigation leads them, from video surrounding, from any witnesses who may not have stayed on the scene, including their own body-worn cameras that they would have had on at the time. So we would also want them to be in a better state. Right now they're kind of addled, and once they have clear thinking, they will be interviewed and give a statement to the detectives as well.
Obviously, sirens and lights have the right of way at an intersection. Do you know which vehicle had a red and which vehicle had a green light?
Not at this time, we don't. Not at this time, we don't. And that's what we're looking to determine, and that's where additional video could come into play as well, too.
Any idea who of the four people that we're talking about may have been wearing a seatbelt versus not?
We can extrapolate that everyone who stayed in the vehicle had a seatbelt on. Okay? But we cannot determine exactly at this time. But I believe that information may come from the black box as well, too.
mentioned looking for witnesses, folks who may have seen this. Can you talk, was it a busy intersection? I mean, it was kind of close to 11 o'clock that night. Were there a lot of people out there? Can you describe kind of what that's?
No one stayed on scene at this time, but it doesn't mean that no one was there. And that's why we're asking for anyone who may have seen things and just been in a hurry for some other reason to actually give us a call. Maybe even seen driving behavior prior to this accident. We would really like to know. Just please give us a call. Detective Kress will be waiting for their phone call.
Is it more of a residential or business kind of intersection?
I believe it's kind of like a commercial area. Yeah, commercial area. So business, commercial.
Driver of the vehicle, 18-year-old, just like 18-year-old in Officer Sutton's crash.
That's what I
correct?
was referring to. Yeah, there are some similarities there that seem to cross paths, but they're two separate incidents altogether. And just like in that case, thoughts and prayers to everyone involved.
And just to clarify, we're not sure whether the cruiser hit the car or the car hit the cruiser.
We know that they collided in the intersection.
But we're not sure who.
Not at all.
The police officers were in a, like the standard SUV that the.
Ford Explorer, yes.
You mentioned one officer had a traumatic brain injury. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Because you also mentioned maybe they might be released today, so maybe talk a little bit about that.
Their injuries they're not minor injuries. They have some lacerations to their head. Concussion would probably be the beginning of it, but there is one who, last night it was clear to the hospital staff that this was a TBI. And so his road to recovery will be a little longer than the others. But we will stand behind him as an organization, as a police department, to get him there, he and the family, and we would ask that the community do the same. Okay?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it.